Hey, welcome to another episode of the Blackout Tips Podcast. I'm your host, Rod, joined as always by my co-host,
Karen.
and we're live on a Saturday morning, ready to do some podcasting, getting a little early start today. We got an early Hornets game to go to, so we were like, how are we going to get this out the way? And then hopefully I can still either take a walk or go to the gym afterwards. Because trying to stay on my grind, folk, trying to stay on my grind. The official weapon of the show is
folding chair
and the unofficial sport.
Bullet ball.
And Bullet Ball Extreme. And don't forget, the African American Friday sale is still going on Patreon, on the website, theblackouttips.com. You can sign up right there, theblackouttips.com/premium. If you have any questions, you can email me, theblackouttips@gmail.com. I just got another person who said they want to not just pay for their own subscription, but they want to pay for two people's subscriptions if they like either need it or recently had to cancel their premium or something for financial hardship or whatever. You can email me theblackouttips@gmail.com, and I'll start trying to work on that list for people so that maybe as people come in and if they want to, you don't have to, but if you want to put another 100 on there for somebody else so they can get their year to Blackout Tips, we can do that. And now I can even do it through Patreon. So like somebody can sign up and I can send them like a link through Patreon and they can, use all the features over there. So yeah, and I can do it through the website. It's really the preference of the person that writes in. But yeah, just letting y'all know, man, people is coming through right now. And we appreciate y'all for that.
We do.
This is a feedback show. So that's, when we talk about all the things you guys said, about the things that we said throughout the week, about whatever everybody else was saying. And we get into it through emails, voicemails, polls on our website, YouTube comments, if we get physical stuff in the mail, we do that. Like whatever it is, you guys write it in and we find a way to let you know what we thought about what you had to say. And we always start off with the people who just gave us some money. They just go to the website, theblackouttips.com. They look on the right-hand side and they be like, hey, I want to donate to the show. And they can put in one time, recurrent. It doesn't matter. We give them a shout out and that's all they do. They put money in and we give them a shout out. So we're about to do that.
May I have your attention? You are now listening to Charlotte's own Rod and Karen. We welcome the good folks who tied to the Black Guy Who Tips.
Today's a new day.
That's right. New jingling, new mingling. Man, I'm really pushing it close with these. I should think of these before. Bomani, my man Bomani Jones from the right time. Noel W, Laura E, Pete B, Johanna M, Laura F, Chris from Hawaii, Corey the Tickler, April G, Tabitha M, and finally Alexis H. Thank you everybody that took the time out to donate this week. You put something on our books so we could keep doing this thing for you. Play us out, choir. And now everyone's favorite, will they, won't they? Will they have extra ads or won't they have extra ads?
Right. That is the question.
Did we have 5-star reviews? We did. We had several 5-star reviews.
Woo-hoo, you heard the call.
I guess you guys were really traumatized by those commercials last week. I don't know if it's for ice. I don't know what they be putting on y'all feed.
Me either. But y'all was like, enough, not on my watch.
Somebody, Lindsay, I'm Lindsey Graham and I support. And y'all was like, okay. Re-upping for the cause is the title of this 5-star review, which is from Jay Del Negro, who says, this show reinforces how important informed perspectives and experiences through living actually are. This show is the blueprint for every little independent podcast that could. I celebrate and champion the partnership and adoration these two have for one another, not simply as co-hosts, but most importantly as married folk doing this thing called life together. And it often pours out in the making of the episodes. I personally love that. Listen to the 222 episodes where Rod first landed in NYC and the outpouring affection. To that episode 2022. An outpouring of affection between Rod and Karen made me tear up. Thug tears, of course, a bit. And I honestly believe that sincerity shared between them during those episodes sold me on their characters as individuals who trust and believe in one another, and who can be mad at that. Right. Who can be mad at that? Also, knowing Rod is of the former BGOL message board legion is dope on the personal level.
Yes, he
this
is.
podcast is major. Yeah, everybody know about Black Girl Online.
That's Roger's jam. I used Roger's jam.
We losing the old ways. They used to be the old recipes on the BGLL over there. Episode 3181. Jerry Chillin says, I love y'all, but don't be talking about my favorite movie franchise, The Mummy, because Rick O'Connell went to war with literal evil about to his wife and child, I guess, to save his wife and child. And the Rock as the Scorpion King was lit because he went and got the black man to help him take over and gave him his 40 acres and a mule. LOL. Okay.
That was some terrible CGI, baby. I'm sorry.
The next sentence. Yeah, the CGI was bad.
Okay. We can agree on that one. Okay. Yes.
I'm going to defend my nostalgia. I love y'all, but I will ruin the holidays by my nostalgia. You know what, Jared Chillin? I just appreciate that you gave us 5 stars to write that. I'm not gonna ride on your favorite movie series because it's gonna be a peace treaty today because you gave us 5 stars. Yes. But you know the real truth.
That was the first time I was like, the fuck is the CGI? This is bad.
This episode is called, this 5-star review is from Demetrius Dixon, who says, the day this show hooked me. If you're reading this, then this definitely the show for you. I don't remember the exact date, but I do remember the episode in 2014. I was looking for a new podcast to check out at the time. My library was full of ones not like us, but was good with KTG and such. So I typed Black in the search, and this is the first one that popped up. I pressed play on this episode. Rod was going in on a caller who had some choice words about Karen, and he wasn't having it. He went smooth off, and that hooked me. From there, they have helped my point of view grow so much on topics I would have never looked into myself, from local to country politics, watching Game of Thrones, Walking Dead, and so on. Then found out later that special day is also my son's birthday. In order to find out what that is, tune into the great show and you won't be disappointed. Hope y'all enjoy. I do have a lot more to say, but that would be better for an email than a review. FYI, if you write the show, they do read it on the air every Saturday. So join this great group and behave yourself, please. Thank you.
Thank you, baby.
Wow, that was very nice of you. And yeah, shout out to your son's special day. And yeah, it's been a while since I feel like we've trained the audience and the people to not come in here and talk crazy about Karen, because that is one of the things that I don't mind burning the bridge for, and I'm okay with people judging me for that. I don't be regretting. Sometimes I regret going off to defend myself. I don't never regret telling people to leave Karen the fuck alone. So
I don't be bothering nobody, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie. I don't.
Still appreciate y'all. This is from Brayson, who says, re-up in my previous review because we don't need any extra ads, but primarily because y'all are just that great. I love your authenticity and thoughtful insights. Keep doing what you're doing. Oh, thank you, buddy. Appreciate you. And I believe that's from the UK. And the last one is funny, smart, the real deal. And it's a double update. So they had updated this already before. It says double update. I still love Ryder Karen and I hate commercials, winky face. All right. You know what? Then it's working.
Yes. We'll take the re-ups. We know some of y'all left them years ago and they're sitting there with just those single 5 stars. You can go back. You can update. We'll take them too.
Whatever y'all want to do, keep these commercials off y'all ass. I'm with it.
I am with it too.
That was the whole point. All right. Comments on our website. No commercials. We're going straight into the feedback. Episode 3185, Feckless. We had 4 comments. Apia leads the first. To continue the important pigeon discussion. Oh, God, no.
Not the pigeon discussion.
I was worried about this. You guys have gone on a whole pigeon jag. This is now...
And The pigeon hour.
The Pigeon Who Tips podcast. Like, what is going on, guys? This is an offhanded joke about red-headed pigeons. And it's been 3 weeks. It's been 3 weeks.
Let them pigeons go, sir. I'm sorry to tell you.
We don't care. We don't care. I don't want you to get confused and think that we actually cared about this pigeon thing.
No, it was
we never cared.
Joke.
It was like a one side. Y'all have created your own fan fiction.
We have never cared.
Wow.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
All right, I'll still read it. Absolutely not all pigeons are lazy and uncreative. See, this is just getting weird. Sean Appia going back and forth, and then Ronnie Raphael chiming in. It's just getting by fucking
Ronnie Raphael gonna try to sell us a pigeon.
A month from now, it's gonna be y'all gonna have a fucking pigeon World War III in there.
Pigeon cruises and shit.
Yeah, pigeon. Y'all gonna be defending pigeon genocide, trying to be cheeky.
Right. Oh, that's hilarious.
In fact, there are somewhere about 300 million pigeons in the world. Some say invasive species. I see go-getters with the right can-do spirit. They live on every continent besides the poles. Heat, no problem. Cold, no problem. Wet, no problem. Dry, no problem. In fact, I admire the pigeon more than ever after studying those facts on Wikipedia just right now. What a great creature. This is what makes one redhead guy such a disappointment. Obviously, he could do it. He has genetics of a great family. And what does he do? Give up because of cats who, as far as I can remember, can't fly. I at this point, I do wonder how many of y'all remember the impetus of what started this, when she brought up the redhead pigeon being considered an invasive species, because it's been 3 weeks. At some point, y'all just be like, I don't know what the fuck Rod's talking about, but okay. Ronald Raphael says, that's 300 million is too much pigeons, I say. I'm launching a new program to eradicate these pigeons that are taking up all the beautiful bird spaces. Can't even enjoy my bird feeding in my backyard without pigeons interrupting. Donate right now so beauty can be restored, especially to my birds watching. Obvious says, I say let's pay the pigeons so they can give lessons to the other birds on how it's done. The other birds should really be more like pigeons. Now I want to import pigeons on those islands where the redhead slacker lives. Maybe they can remind him what the work ethic is. Evie says, the pigeon conversation is fascinating because they used to be. Did y'all even leave a comment about the episode? Y'all just leaving comments about the pigeon thing to each other.
This is.
I guess fuck what we had to say for the feedback.
Nobody cared what they was talking about.
This pigeon conversation is fascinating because they used to be domesticated birds who deliver messages and were used in wartime to get messages from behind enemy lines. And then one day they were all released after propaganda that they were useless and dirty. So basically they relied on how a beloved podcaster who tips spreads lies about a popular fast food restaurant that has the meats. Much like that restaurant, pigeons are misunderstood. Girl, if you don't go get you some 40 steaks for $20 and leave me out of this. That's what's in them Arby's sandwiches and them $40.
Oh, no.
Them 30 ribeyes for 10 cents.
Them steak tits.
Yeah. Keep eating that steakums and trying to tell me it's gourmet. Just because they got Bing Rames doing the voice or whatever.
We got the beats.
Comments on YouTube. We got 2 for this episode. Rod, leave Karen alone. She loves McChicken and the McFish like she loves edamame, and that's okay. I mean, she loves the McFish so much she forgot that it's called the fish fillet. Yeah, it's the fillet of fish. But okay, never orders it, but she loves it. Miss Rose says, "Oh, she just pointed out that the sound was messed up, and then I fixed it during the show because it was coming through the wrong outlet. I think everything's good today, though, right? So
yeah, we should sound good to everybody today.
And so then let's check the comments on Spotify, see if we got any there. I think we actually got quite a few this week on Spotify. I think since I started reading them again, people been leaving more. But let me check and see what we got for this episode. None for this one. No problem. And the poll was, are you looking forward to Thanksgiving this year? Yes or no?
I am. I'm really looking forward to Thanksgiving this year. Because, this year kind of been all over the place for a lot of people, and families actually matter,
Mm-hmm.
be it your, birth family or your chosen family, whatever, the family and whatever your definition of family, and spending time with them. And for a lot of people, we get busy, and this is for some people the only time of the year you get to see, these type of family and friends and things like that. Because for whatever reason, people scattered across the country, kids or whatever. So this year, it's actually meaning something to me. And I do think me getting that sweater, and like I told people, I got earrings and stuff like that. I think getting dressed up, or the idea of, hey, I get to dress up and go out and laugh and drink and enjoy good food with family and stuff like that, it actually, means something. I'm not going to say I've been by humbug, but it's like once you cross a certain age, not trying to find the holidays are just, for me, the holidays just the holidays, but it's like you kind of going through the motions type of thing, versus you actually being like, you know what, I'm going to do this with intent.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well. So that and it seems like 63% of our audience is, 36% are not. Different people have different family dynamics and a bunch of other stuff that affects this. But
agreed.
Shout out to those that's looking forward, and I hope people have good holiday no matter what they celebrate. 3186 is the next episode, but first, our first commercials of the episode. Okay, it took 16 minutes before we got to commercials.
Woo!
Y'all did good this week.
Mm-hmm.
All right, episode 3186 at the Hornets game. Drink. Got 5 comments. Appia says, Bear Talk was a highlight of this episode. I love how Rod doesn't give up. I think I would have. Rod, the sign was there so people don't get out to the Bears and get eaten. Karen, with guns? Rod, ideally, not at all. I work for it, and I work for everyone besides suicide and it worked for everyone besides the suicide by Bear guy. We love you, Karen. Yeah, people were still. It's so interesting because people are still kind of divided over like who was dealing with who the worst, and you'll see like so Avia seems to think is like me. She gets my point. My point was, ideally, if you have a Bears is over there sign, we should never get to we be walking around with guns. We stop walking around once we see
the sign.
There are signs that polar bears are out here. What I stay inside from that point on.
Like, a gun. What am I doing out here?
I also don't think people understand polar bears. Polar bears are apex predators. Guns pretty much like you're not even shooting a fair one with a gun and a polar bear. You just hoping to get it right,
Hoping, because they'll still fuck you up and kill you. Yeah. Fuck around and shoot you with the gun.
But I do get Karen's point that guns would be involved if you're going to be outside at all, but it's just like it's like being like, you want to take a harpoon in the water with you because it's great whites. Like, it's too late. When you see the great white sign,
business out there, turn around.
The harpoon is a last resort, but it ain't gonna save your life. You done fucked up.
Yeah, you have.
You need to get back in a boat away from great whites. Anyway, I was too drunk to explain it that way. Megan R. Kelly is such a ghoul of a woman, says EVE. Imagine being such a dump ball liquor that she tries to justify pedophilia. This from the same woman who was angry over Black Santa. I'm sure she can look herself in the mirror and sleep just fine because she has no soul. Yeah, I saw another clip of her on Twitter, and she was still trying to do this like pedophile bargaining. Like, what? I don't. It's like, do they have something on you? Why are you doing that?
Right.
This is such
they have something on you, girl.
I really, 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 really cannot imagine any person on the earth who would do something like that and have me on my platform being like, okay, but how old is 15 really? Like, I just can't, like, it's embarrassing to me at that point. You know what I mean? Like, it is, them doing a crime is bad enough for them. Me trying to help them cover it up is that now it's my problem. I could have just been like, you could just not comment. You could just be like, I don't talk about that story.
You can just not comment.
But instead, you're gonna thread the needle on TV. Like, well, maybe Trump. Yeah, that's what it was in the last clip. It was, well, Trump just fondled some girls. He wasn't like
fucking fondled.
He wasn't doing what Epstein was doing. I was like, what? Do they have your children kidnapped? Why are you doing this?
That mean they inappropriately touching them. No matter what you're saying, fondling still means the same thing. What are we doing?
It's still
here?
A crime.
Yes, it is.
And you're talking about the president. You're talking about the president, a person
right.
that's in charge of everything, and you're trying to justify him fondling children, as opposed to whatever you consider to be worse than fondling children. As if I'm supposed to be like, oh, that's a good point. It was just fondling a child. That's, I guess, nothing to see here.
Finger banging. Ooh.
Yeah. I guess if it's just, if it was my child and the person was like, whoa, I didn't sexually penetrate the child. I just fondled them, and I'd be like, oh, well, why didn't you just say that? I'm about nothing to see here. Let me close the door, leave y'all in together. Fuck out of here. What's wrong with Megyn Kelly?
Right.
That man who was eaten by polar bears didn't die in vain because he contributed to one of the funniest moments in the Blackout Tips history. The way I was hollering over the way you two were going back and forth about the sign, it was like an Abbott and Costello who's on first moment. I think the mom in that story is just as big a dumbass as her son. What do you mean there should have been more of a warning about the bears? Right? It's a fucking sign that is polar bears.
Lose that because they like we've been doing this for 73 years. Your child is the dumbass. No, we're not paying you. I wouldn't pay shit.
Talking about some, don't worry, they're not that close. Well, you're dead now. So obviously they were closer than they appeared.
And apparently your baby wasn't smart enough to know that they could go in packs. So
I didn't know that either, but that's why I avoid areas once I see a sign that polar bears out here. I just turn my black ass around.
Like they might be in duos. No, thank you.
Yeah, I don't wait. I don't know how they hunt. Shout out to the one person on Twitter who said they got my Clever Girl reference. Appreciate you. What do you mean there should have been more warning about the bears? People know there are polar bears. That should have been sufficient, right? Shouldn't she have raised him to stay away from polar bears? You really think you wouldn't have to tell your kid that?
I bet you don't look when he crossed the street either.
Right? Well, he didn't look. They're not the cute Coca-Cola bears in the commercials. They're wild animals. I bet he wouldn't have been carefree about those pictures. They were black bears. Oh, don't throw the race in the EV. They was black and brown bears, or grizzly bears, as they call some black bears. What did they do to be called grizzly? You trying to say they grizzly murderers? I know what y'all doing, white people. But Coca-Cola bears, they just light white at the pole, just drinking. They're the biggest apex predators on the planet. The biggest mammals with no fucking nothing eats them.
Nothing eats them. Like Chris called them land sharks.
The only person I feel sorry for in the story is the bear that got killed for being a bear because some dumbass wanted to take pictures. Right? Bear didn't do nothing wrong. He was just bearing. Bamil says, quick question. At the Hornets game, the announcement for pictures on the court said to meet at section 112. When you got there, were the players dwelling there? No, but we did see Trey Mann on the court. And in that, I didn't post that picture, and maybe I'll post it. Okay, on a if you know, you know. Okay, so I need y'all to act appropriately. Nobody act crazy, right? I will post a picture of Trey Mann on the Blackout Tips Instagram feed, but in that picture is the picture of the dude with the Bobcats hat that was acting crazy. So don't comment on the dude, right? Like, I don't want y'all to like try to find the dude, or I don't want him coming for us and be like, y'all talked about me on your podcast, because he seemed extra and he could definitely be at all the games. So I don't want no problems with the dude. He seemed like, other than he's a lot, is what I'm saying. I'm not worried about him hurting me. He's just seemed like a lot. But I will post the picture so y'all could be like, yeah, he looked like the type that'll be like, how they get in front of me on the line. Like, y'all will see it. Sean says, all right, so a former student employee of mine gave me this bottle of Russian vodka and Bulgarian shot glasses. And then I saw the title of this episode and thought, sure, why not?
Oh, no, baby. You'll live right.
Now, after recovering from this episode, I can definitely say that the Hornets game drinking game is not for the faint of heart. Also, I need another bottle of vodka. Now he said the Bulgarian shot glasses are about the equivalent of 3.3 US shots. So
them things is big then.
yeah, I don't. That's a lot. Now he also left this comment 3 days after we posted the episode, so he probably had a day or two out of commission. Sean says, first of all, Megan R. Kelly can go fuck herself gently with a chainsaw. This is a reference to an 80s movie, not a call to violence. First off, defending criminals for victimized people who were over 14. Second, there was a case with credible evidence filed by someone who was allegedly raped by both Epstein and Trump, and she was 13. Additionally, there's evidence of victims as young as 11. So not only is she morally repugnant for somehow saying that raping 14 and 17-year-olds isn't that bad, but she is also factually wrong. Dracarys. Yeah, I just don't know who her people are. Like I just feel like if I was her friend, and that means I'm just as a repugnant, like, conservative as she is, even if I was her friend, I would text her like, girl, you okay?
Right.
You saying this out loud. We keep these in the group chat.
Right.
You're like, we don't want everyone to know we horrible people as a brand, but okay. Comments on YouTube. There's a lot of them. 16. Karen looks so concerned. Says Joy Sean Hart. DD Brown 18 says, damn, I'm gonna need to go to the liquor store before every podcast. Shaking my head. Easy Does It says, I understand, Karen. The sign didn't warn everyone, only employees. The sign should have read no one beyond this point, period. I like that. I like this. Imagine being so literal. You saw a sign because it's on somebody's work property, but you saw a sign that said no employees, be careful, this polar bears be on this point. You was like, well, I don't work here, so I think I'll be okay.
I don't have a badge.
Like the polar bear gonna come up and be like, rah, oh wait, do you work here?
Are you on the clock?
No, I don't work here. I'm just passing through. Sorry, buddy. You have a good day. I was only attack people that's employees that go past the sign.
I only attack the people that work slacks.
I'm a very literal type of bear. Okay. Damien says, I bet Megan R. Kelly's tone would be way different if her teenagers hanging out at Mar-a-Lago. Of course. April says, I had to watch this episode because Rod took shots, and Guess the Race with Rod is really trying to understand Karen's thought process, and Karen's trying to explain it to her intoxicated hubby. Bless you, Karen. So she's on Karen's side. She's like, Karen had to deal with Rod. He was too drunk to understand. I Am Talisha says, not the Jurassic Park reference. Okay, you picked it up. Could we have a Guess the Race power round where you only read the first line of the story and the people have to guess right away? I can't be the only one who hears 2 words of the scenario. I already know the race. By the way, drunk Rod, eye emoji, laugh emojis. No Guess the Race power round. Although we'll see. I've played around with ideas for Guess the Race, but I don't know. Shane says, Karen, drop the hair care routine. Some of us are still struggling. JJ's Smile says, the bear warning sign story is hilarious. Ryan, you confuse the hell out of Karen. Karen's 100% right. The employees should be carrying rifles when they're out there with them damn bears. I just can't imagine. I can't have been so drunk y'all didn't understand my point. I'm saying you shouldn't be out there with them damn bears.
Roger said, period.
That supersedes
employees
any weapon. There's no weapon you could bring up that supersedes. I saw a sign. If we have to have signs that say, beware of the polar bears outside. We pass guns, buddy. Y'all don't respect polar bears the way I do. I'm an inside person from that point on. I don't go outside at work. Ever. Not on a smoke break. Not because y'all want to just go outside and do a retreat. I stay inside. Fuck out of here. But okay, yes, the guns. That's why y'all be dying, because y'all be like, oh, the gun will stop it. It won't. It's polar bear. Shrug that fucking bullet off and eat the rest of you.
And probably just piss it off.
You gonna shoot it, it's gonna be like, delicious.
It's gonna be shot.
All right.
I feel pain.
All right. I should eat 2 humans instead. The bad news bears, like the way you kill a polar bear is you got to go out there with the intent to kill a polar bear. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you can't be fucking
I'm not
around.
saying you can't kill a polar bear. Obviously, you can. They killed a polar bear in the story, but you got to go out there with the intent to kill a polar bear. He went out there with the intent to take selfies, and y'all like, but if he had a gun, it's too late. He taking selfies with polar bears. This man is a lost cause. Bad news. The bad.
Bear don't give a fuck about your selfies.
All right. The bad news bears, the Bear TV series on Hulu, Black Bears, the Bears of Circus, Yogi Boo Boo, and my personal favorite, Smokey the Bear. These adorable fuzzballs can't be trusted. Provocative AFs put a bunch of laughing emojis and said, totally agree with the porn sites with a share button. Bruh, I don't know what name you say, but that shit was dead on.
Yeah, I don't understand that concept either. I've never understood that. Why?
Yeah. Who the fuck is sharing? I just want to know who are the people that use. I think if you click that button, it should directly send you to the FBI. As soon as you click the share button, it's like you got a problem and you shouldn't be around other people. What are you doing? Who are you telling on Twitter about this?
All right.
I just know Rod would love Dubai, says the girl on the other side of the road. I don't know what this means because I'm not in the loop. Hillshun says, oh dang, Rod an alcoholic. Poor Karen. Just kidding. Karen, nom 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 impression of that chair at the Hornets game took me out. A Gray Bay says, Karen, I understand exactly where you were going with that polar bear article, but I did laugh at Rod not understanding and you being through with it because that's so me. She was on Karen's side. I'm losing now. I'm down a couple points. TKG says the truth serum would not allow Rod to move on from the polar bear sign gate. Right. We can do this. Also, it was funny. I don't give a fuck what was happening. The show supersedes everything. That was hilarious to me. Look how many of y'all wrote in about it. Jason says, man, another drink and Rod would have called it mad until we get politics. You keep taking those drinks to go, Karen. One time I got caught in some crazy traffic on the way home. You know what I wish I had? That red Kool-Aid that I paid for back at the restaurant. I definitely get what Karen was saying about the polar bear sign. Very often when you see a sign that says something that should be common sense, something happened to require that sign. It's like somebody had to slip on the wet floor because they came up with the slippery when wet sign. As far as I'm concerned, if you're in a place where polar bears can exist, that's the sign. So if they have polar bear warning signs in the goddamn Arctic, I get why Karen was like, what happened in the past? Haha. She wasn't saying what happened in the past. She was talking. Y'all didn't even listen. It's sad, really, honestly. She was asking, so do the employees walk around with guns for the bears? And the point of contention was, how many times can I say this? Y'all don't. It's okay. Some of y'all won't get it, and it was more funny for y'all not to get it. Then I'll just leave it at that. Are you afraid to play the at the Hornets game drinking game? Is the poll.
I hope y'all are.
Oh wait,
go other places.
I forgot to read comments on Spotify. Which, by the way, looking at the episode number downloads, this one had more downloads than the other ones for the week. I feel like everybody enjoyed the polar bear story, whether they admit it or not. Y'all just got to chime in. So let's see the comments on this on Spotify. Shoe Booty says, drunk Rod and confused Karen arguing over polar bears. I think what Karen was trying to ask was, is encountering a polar bear a risk with this job or just a risk of being in Canada? I gotta take cybersecurity training every month for my job. If there's a risk of bear activity in my line of work, I bet there would be a little training module I'd have to complete. First of all, that would be hilarious if you had a job
and they give you a training module.
They give you,
where do you shoot the bear? Do you have a gun or do you run? I know them goddamn training, man. They give you like 4 choices. A, B, C, D, or all of the above.
Right. You just gonna be clicking on a computer screen. You're not even gonna have a gun or none of the actual training you would need to survive the wilderness. Gonna be like, okay, so you see a bear. What do? A, run.
All right. B, it's the actual question. How fast can a polar bear run?
Right.
It don't even matter because bitch, you dead.
Right.
You can't run. However fast they run, you don't run fast enough.
The answer to D is the answer for D will be you dead, and that's gonna be the real answer to all the questions.
They be like, if a polar bear sent you a spam email, do you click on it? No, you do not. You do not click on the spam Karen, email from the polar bear.
Is that what you were trying to say? Is encountering a polar bear a risk of this job or just a risk of being in Canada? Is that what the point of contention was?
For me, no. I think for me at the time, I was confused by the sign because the sign said employees, and I'm like, hey dog, like this sign should apply to everybody. Okay. And your thing was like, it does apply to everybody, but I'm like, I'm actually reading a little sign. It says employees, so does that mean the employees go out here with guns? like nobody, like you say, nobody should have their asses out there, period, in my mind. But I was like, the fuck is, why you putting out the employees? Why don't this say everybody keep y'all asses past this sign?
I'm assuming because
you have to be on the clock.
I'm assuming, I guess for me, if I was in the woods and the sign said employees, I would also just really be more focused on the polar bears part of it, whether I work there or not. So I just feel like the sign. I feel like the sign is clear enough that we should not have any situation where somebody's like, "Well, I don't work here." That's for the employees.
I don't work here.
Cheyenne says ICE is so scary. Teenagers have to prepare to care for themselves and often siblings in case their parents are taken. It's hard for some high schoolers to imagine going to college with that kind of pressure. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, dropout rate getting ready to be off the chain.
J Damo 808 says, Rod, can you find out what your friend is using for alopecia? I have issues with hair loss as well. I don't know enough, but I guess email me the blackoutTest@gmail. I'll see what I can do to like maybe, because I think they sent me a TikTok once of like some of the stuff, so I can maybe forward you that TikTok.
Okay.
Byron says, sitting here waiting for Karen to start cussing out Rod over these polar bears. Rod was too drunk to realize that Karen was saying that if there's a chance of encountering polar bears while doing the job, do they supply employees with guns for protection? Because the space where I have to do my job is also a space where polar bears may show up. I didn't misunderstand. I'm telling y'all. Y'all don't respect polar bears. That gun, it don't matter. You dead. You are dead. Unless you are walking out of the house with the intent to kill a polar bear. Like it's not going to be a situation where you go, morning, oh shit, let me get my polar bear gun. No.
Shot myself a bear. I guess you got to have that frame of mind, apparently.
Y'all are dead. All y'all dead. I'm going to be on, and the thing is, in this scenario, I'm going to be alive, because you know I'm going to be sipping a mug of coffee, looking out the window at your dumb ass, walking past the sign with the gun, like, at least I got my gun for the polar bears. I'm going to be like, that's a dead man. Alicia says, I was pulling for drunk Rod to get what Karen was talking about. Karen, I'm with you. I also thought, what the hell kind of job they got the employees need to have to watch for polar bear sign? I feel like we're all stuck on the wrong things, but sure, I will take this L. I don't want to fight you guys anymore, just because I'm not drunk right now and I still believe what I believe. I don't think I said anything crazy, but okay. The poll, are you afraid to play the Hornets drinking game?
I hope y'all are.
58% is, 42% got that dog in them. We not scared over here. Okay. Mm-mm. You see a polar bear coming, you help the bear.
Roger give you fucked himself up. He even had to take a sip on himself.
At the end, yeah. I forgot. 3187 tent stakes. We had 7 comments on this one. Oh wait, shit, commercial. Gotta make this money. We didn't make the money at first. All right. Episode 3187, tent stakes. Appia says, I think I was raised on tent stakes. On a completely unrelated point, I almost eat no meat now. It was a few years ago in Poland, back in the tent with my aunt. Have you seen such a tent? At least in Poland, there are random animal parts lying in corners. The meat is separated with axes, like the ones for wood. The sales people are smoking all the time, and you get meat with ash on it in a newspaper package.
Oh.
No, I have not seen such tents. I told my father I didn't think this was ideal, and my never been a smoker father told me not to be so uptight and that ash is free of bacteria. I guess I changed in
Not free of bacteria.
I guess I changed in my time in the West. I've gotten soft. You wouldn't eat Arby's, and that's probably a good thing. Everything that's actually how that Arby's kitchen is set up. Everything you said about Pharrell was absolutely on point. About MTG, I learned in situations like this to say you change, great, love that for you. Time and your future actions, not interviews, will tell how long that lasts. Hope forever, because now it's on her to show us the new MTG. We don't need to do anything right now. Yeah, she is resigning from Congress 2 days after her 5-year like benefits kick in, so that she'll get her like whatever it is that they get when they retire. And AOC pointed that out, that it was very convenient timing. And stepping down from Congress says a lot more, because she's not changing her voting stance. She's not voting with Democrats. She could keep that seat and vote with Democrats if she wants to, if her conscience requires that, and just get voted out when it's time for, elections to come back in her place. But she's not doing any of that. So, yeah, I'm not giving her any slack. Fuck her. Dr. Dostak says buying meat from a tent sounds like either a mission from Grand Theft Auto 3 or something more a morally derelict person like an Arby's customer would do. Shaking my damn head. Exactly. Bamil says Marjorie Taylor King had a dream, I guess. Evie E says I've seen those 20 ribeye steaks for $40 on TikTok, and they are paper thin. They kind of look like the steaks sold at the Dollar Tree. I know times are hard, but that's what ramen noodles are for. Sure you don't mean the steak sold at Arby's? Nicki Minaj is one step away from going full Kanye. I think she started losing her mind around the time Cardi B started blowing up. I think fame in itself is a drug, and that for the longest time she was the top female rapper. But as soon as the other women came onto the scene, younger, pretty, and talented, she couldn't handle sharing the spotlight. Some people can't bow out gracefully, so they either pursue other avenues like acting or mentoring new talent, or they go full cuckoo bananas like Nicki. I think there should be a case study of people who have declining careers going full-blown MAGA. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, I can see that. And also it's just, one of those things, but it is a drug. But a part of the process is you're not always going to be relevant, like as you age and things like that. Not that you can't be relevant and be on top of your game and still be older, don't get me wrong. But for the average person, because you've been alive long enough, you see acts come and fall and come and fall. And instead of you focusing on the audience that you do have, you're looking at these other people, and there's people that actually want you to kind of super serve them. And you, in my opinion, as an artist, you're ignoring the people that's actually going to come and actually going to support it and things like that. It might not be as big as it once was before, but I see tons of artists and performers actually having like second and third careers, because they just like, bitch, we gonna tour. We know we might not be at the Charlotte Auditorium, Charlotte Arena, but we gonna be at this little cozy lounge, and bitch, you gonna get a performance. Like in my opinion, but like I said, some people, they just can't handle that. And the truth be told, they're always going to be somebody new. It's always going to be somebody consistently coming in, because people get up of age. They were influenced by you, and so they're gonna come and do their own thing. Because the thing about it, not that everybody gets along, but the thing about it, after Nicki, a lot of those girls get along much better. Not that everybody gets along, but they get along much better, and they will collaborate and be on each other's shit and stuff like that, which during Nicki era did not happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's just more of them now, and I think they're less male attached, so
yes,
they're able to define themselves and keep their careers going beyond just some dude got tired of having this woman on the label, so he got another woman, or he just stopped having women on his label. There's no more Emils or this thing where men were recruiting women just to say I have a woman on my roster. But yeah, Nicki also just went further than that. Like, I think this stuff with the politics is just way beyond anything about rap beef or other rap artists, or it's just something else. And maybe it's the whole, like, I think honestly, I don't think it's about beefing with women that are rappers directly. I think it's tangential to that, meaning I think those beefs started her in a spiral to where she sought online validation from social media, and her social media fans are unhinged and drove, like, they continue to egg her into these negative spirals, and now she's just lost in her own world of, like, me and the Barbs are over here, they're fully supporting everything I say and do, and that's her world now. And fuck the rest of us. So Sean says, for Korean barbecue, we use fairly thinly sliced meats, and that is what I was imagining. But when you say paper thin, I'm thinking about shabu shabu style. Okay, shabu shabu style meats that you literally dip in boiling broth for 5 to 10 seconds before eating. Either way, it sounds like they are overpriced while pretending to be a good deal. Sean also says, as far as MTG, Ezra Klein, or any other Republican that wants to join, fine. Thanks for joining the same party. Now shut up and sit in the back and vote. Once you have something worth listening to, we may let you talk, but you are far from where the party is and should be. MTG is still only saying half the time. And Klein's book on the rehashed policies of Reagan is only good for supporting wobbly tables or, in a pinch, pandemic toilet paper. You can want to be the voice of the Democrats all he likes, but until he has something worthwhile to contribute, he can go sit with Bernie at the table of half-baked ideas that kind of sound good until you actually think them all the way through.
Right.
Let's check the YouTube comments for this one. Tent Steaks. We got 4 comments. Ramsey PH Dunn says this administration and those enablers that support them are both exhausting and overwhelming. Politics till we get mad is my favorite way to wind down. Huh. None of your beard says, great idea, Rod, to steal the shit from Target. I plan to steal a letter from the sign. That shit is gonna be a real Target when I'm finished.
That's how you can get the missing letters off of it.
Come on, Karen, you can't sit this one out. Them ninjas owe us. Joseph says, Pharrell using the twisted, inaccurate definition of DEI is extremely hard to reconcile, disappointing and straight up negligent on his part. Dems want to remove his tax cuts, but the Republicans want to reverse marijuana legalization in his home state. Maybe those things are the same to him. Definitely at least 100. Yeah, man, and like, I don't take any joy in saying, like, I think Pharrell fucked up with that comment, or that comment fucked with me as a black person. I think a lot of people, if you defend that or whatever, you're probably lying to yourself, or it's that situation where you like somebody so much you don't want to be like they fucked up. But if that was, say, Stephen A. Smith sitting there saying that, it'd be like, well, this motherfucker is cooning. I was having a conversation with a dude yesterday who was very bothered by the Pharrell comment or whatever. And he, the thing I was trying to tell him was, I don't see Pharrell as like this sellout dude that we've always suspected of being a horrible person, blah, blah. I talk for a living, thousands of episodes, thousands of hours of us talking. And so I understand you can fuck up. It's easy to fuck up. I think, from my understanding, he's had private conversations with Van Lathan, Michael Harriet, and maybe he's reaching out to those folks, for guidance or to be like, hey man, they got me fucked up, bro. I didn't mean it that way. But my thing is, like, the comments was in public in front of young, impressionable, up and coming black people looking for you for advice. Maybe elaborate in public, like explain it, man. I think a lot more people are actually, as the internet is all fucked up and like throw people away immediately. It also can be very forgiving of people if they like you already.
If they like you,
Pharrell for the most part is well liked, and I think if he could come out and maybe put the context around that would explain it to people in a public forum or something, maybe people would just be willing to understand. But of the way he talked about it, black people in general are not on that shit. I'm sorry, but we're not at both sides are the same. I hate politics. That's what's dividing us. I just don't think black people are there in this current environment, and talking to a room of black folks and then it getting out to the rest of us, that was your message, is not going to go over well. And I don't want to dislike Pharrell. Like I told y'all, he was part of the reason Drapetomaniacs got made. So I don't, but was that a hustle or was that like how you really feel? I don't know now. You know, it was a big deal that you know, I wrote an episode where I think we got him to like read some stuff I wrote. Like that's important to me. That meant I was smiling. I was happy, but I would just be less than an honest person to sit up here and be like, you know, well, because I worked on this project, guys, I'm just gonna say that he must have meant good. Like, I don't know what he meant. And if I heard it from anyone else, I think I'd assume the worst, to be honest. So yeah, I don't know what happened to him, and it definitely bothered me to hear that come out of his mouth. And I hope it's and that hasn't been his history is the point. It's important that
right.
So like on both, it works both ways, meaning because it hasn't been his history, I'm not throwing him into like every time he opens his mouth, here I go rolling my eyes. He's not like that for me. I know some people that immediately jump to that level, but I think that's honestly a consequence of being online too much. I looked at it like sometimes players fuck up and maybe I also thought, man, what is it about so many podcasts and panels and stuff? Do they not ask follow-up questions, or was the follow-up question cut out? Because I just feel like if Pharrell made that comment on the Black Guy Who Tips podcast, I'm going to ask him a follow-up question. Not because I want to call him out and hurt him and dunk on him. Honest to God, I would be thinking like, bro, that's gonna be very sticky for you. So maybe you elaborate in a way that allows it to be unstuck, because you don't want that 1 minute and 30 seconds going out to the world. Let's clean this up if we can. And if you really do mean it, then double down on it if you want to, but understand I stand in opposition to what you're saying and I need more clarity. And it's so interesting how few people have that skill because they're just so happy to have someone in the room.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to be funny, it's not required. You know, and that's kind of the thing about true journalists and like your average amateur podcaster, or people that even though you might not have went to journalism school, you understand interviewing styles and things like that. And I think for a lot of people, the follow-up questions aren't well thought out. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there was none in that clip, which makes me wonder, maybe there was and it was cut out.
True.
Because that seems like a big statement to just move on.
Yes.
And I understand there was some call and response, but like, I don't know. I think people had to be uncomfortable with that line of thought. But also that's the clip that went out to everybody. Now it didn't seem like that was a clip from the panel, like they put it out themselves.
No, but it seemed like somebody in the audience was recording it.
But in this new day and age, though, people will sometimes even take those clips to promote their own shows. Ryan Clark does that a lot of times with his guests. Pablo Torre does that a lot, where he puts out a clip that is going to be salacious on social media. And then when people respond, he's like, go watch the whole thing. Which, you know, most people aren't, but it does give you attention on social media. So I don't. Anyway, man, I don't want to dislike Pharrell. I don't. But I just feel like
if it becomes a pattern, then yes. But it just still doesn't mean that I can't be irritated by the words that you said. Right,
and I just feel like I would be lying if we played that clip and then I went, I don't know, not fucked with it all. Like, no, I would need that brother to kind of let me know where he's coming from with that. Jason says, if I walk into a tent where they're selling steaks, I better see Tracy Morgan with some hens on the branch. That's some hustle man stuff. I was trying to shoot Pharrell some bail because honestly, I don't know what to say to motivate young black people in the age of Trump. The truth of that situation can be discouraging, so I understand saying some form of no excuses. You just have to be the best. Problem is, he nullified all that in the beginning with that both sides stuff. Yeah, it's a combination of the whole comment. Anyway, saying both sides of 2025 is a Russian asset in the world. Oh, anyone saying that is a Russian asset in the words of the great Mike B. The funny thing is, I find no real distinction between Ezra Klein and the Bernie Sanders. People swear they are opposite ends, but they are both trying to court the same people with no real regard for the marginalized. Bernie says these people have been lied to. They are just like the rest of us. We just need to talk to them. And he says this despite going on like 4 generations of them voting for bigotry. Meanwhile, Ezra says, look, these people are trash. There's no hope to change them. So the party might need to present a little less other. If I'm being real, I respect Ezra's premise more, just not his solutions. Haha. Yeah, I feel you on all that. Yeah. So let's see comments on Spotify. Let's see what we got there. Comments 5. Okay, all right, 5 comments. Let's see. Sad Bunny says, Sad Bunny, that's funny. I used to be a huge Pharrell fan. In high school, I got my first girlfriend through a Nerd song. I've been done with him for years since he told Oprah he was a new black. Oh, I don't remember that. I mean, I remember that vaguely, but oh man, I forgot. If you don't remember, look it up, because the same BS is this mess he's on now. Also, he played Khalees on her contract and music rights when she was barely 18 and blamed her for signing it. LOL. Not to mention the fact that he had that album cover with all them white women was like, so then when people were mad about it, besides the point, but still. See, this is what be happening. This is why if I was the person interviewing Pharrell, I would have tried to see if I could get him to clean up the comment, because y'all will go back and find everything he has ever done and be like, what about? Oh, y'all don't remember? And he got sued by Marvin Gaye estate. He was in that too. I'm like, boy, y'all bringing back memories. One time he cut me off in the parking lot. I was gonna get that space. Anyway, Patrina says, I think Congressman Raskin was being facetious about MTG coming into the light. But why would you think that? Like, the clip I played, he seemed sincere. Even as the audience was like, nah.
They turned on him.
Like, when there was no jokes. There was no setup.
There was not. He meant that shit.
Yeah, I don't know,
thought
man.
they were going to go along with it. And they was like, fuck that bitch. Boo. He was like, oh, so no? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That seems like wishful thinking, but maybe I don't know him like that. Maybe you know his sense of humor better than me. My wife always steals from Target. She will buy a small thing like some chips or something and walk out with a whole makeup counter under her titty. I won't even say your name because I don't want you to get in no trouble. And then someone replied to him, that's what they get for having us on self-checkout. I wasn't trained.
Oh, Lord.
That's a good point.
I don't work there. I'm not an employee.
I didn't know. Sometimes I make mistakes, like putting $20 worth of makeup in my titties. IDK Byron says the tent steaks are $35 a steak / steak. I don't know what that means. Tent steaks are $35 divided steak. Oh, so you saying they take a $35 steak and slice it
up? Probably do.
Okay.
I can see that.
Shoe Booty says Karen sounds like the TBGWT legal department. Do not steal. Do not listen to this man. I was just making a joke.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
Anyway, the poll. Do you believe Marjorie Taylor Greene has turned over a new leaf? 100% no. 100% people like nah. And I'm with y'all, man. It's no way. I don't believe her. People that want us to believe her they're just revealing themselves to be the most gullible fools on the planet.
They're the dummies.
Right. All right. Let's go to one more commercial and then we'll finish off these episodes. All right. We need to talk with Mike Kaplan. We had 3 comments on this episode. It's episode 3188. Ramsey D. Jenkins says, replay gang here. Mike is always a good time. 5 stars. Not only is Spotify playing an ICE ad, but they also play an anti-abortion ad. That's terrible. I'm going to tell you right now, the official stance of the Blackout Tips, anti-ICE, pro-abortion, not even pro-choice, pro-abortion. That's how hardcore I am. I steal from Target.
Pro-abortion.
And I'm pro-abortion.
I'm about to say pro.
If somebody's like, I'm struggling with the choice, which way should I go? I'll be like, abortion.
Yeah.
I cut them off. They be like, but I'm a woman. It's my body, my choice. I'll be like, the choice should be abortion. I'm hardcore.
Lord.
I don't play that shit. I'm a man, but I'm on your side. Abort that baby. Obvious says I always get Bernie
to the
ads.
extreme.
Obvious says I always get Bernie ads here. Why is Bernie advertising in Germany? What?
That's a
What can y'all do for him?
You can't even vote for him,
right? What? I don't even. Are they in German? Anyway, the algorithm must think I need some Bernie in my life desperately. Well, we all need some Bernie in our life. Evie E says, I grew up in a small town in NC where we didn't have play cousins because literally we were all cousins either by blood or marriage. Oh, that makes so much sense because you love Arby's. I'm starting to put some things together here. Okay. There were 5 main families in town and we were all related somehow, but whenever I'd visit other places, all my black friends had play cousins. It's funny how we may all live in different states and cities, but black people all share a lot of the same experiences, and yet they say we have no culture. Go figure. Agreed. Comments on YouTube. Kim Doc says Mike is fantastic. I agree about the Kendrick albums, and I love listening to the Decoded series about them. Like, wow, somebody deep dove for me.
He did. I love those. He's really, really good at that.
Y'all want to know something? And I'm sure I would enjoy them, but I've never listened to Decoded. Not once. And the reason I haven't listened is just my own ego. It has nothing to do with that dude or that product. I'd be like, I'm gonna figure it. It's like a crossword puzzle that I'm trying to figure out, and someone's like, I could give you the answers, and I'm like, I don't want the answers. I want to struggle. I want to find the answers myself because I will feel so good when I figure it out for myself. But I should definitely listen to them at some point. I think maybe I'll go back and listen to Bridget said dissected.
Yes, it's dissected. My bad. Yes, it's dissected.
Yeah, now Kim Doc said Decoded, but whatever, you know.
It's dissected.
Yeah, I think Decoded is Francesca Ramsey, maybe.
Yeah, that's something completely different. Yes,
but yeah, dissected or whatever, dissect. But I've never listened to them because my own ego is like, I can figure it out, and when I figure something out for myself, I'll be so proud. When I tell my friends stuff before they hear it on dissected, I'll be a little bit like, oh, so when I said it, you were still acting like you didn't get it. Okay. But now that the white man done told you, now, did you know Kendrick was talking? Yes, I knew Kendrick was talking about it. I told you.
And if you are a Beyonce fan, he's broken down several Beyonce albums, Kendrick, Tyler, like a lot of artists. He's very, very good at his job.
I remember I told people all about Mr. Morale when they were still hating on it. Now look at y'all. Fools, I tell you. Fools. Jason says, it's always a good time when Money Mike stops by. He's one of those cats that if you don't like him, you're the problem. I probably laughed too hard at that bifocal, freefocal, polyfocal rant he went off on. So funny, off the cuff. Yeah, I love Mike, man. Mm-hmm. Genuinely a good human being.
He is.
He cracks me up. He's so funny. I love talking with him on the podcast. I actually love the way he makes my brain work because I don't always get to use my brain that way with a lot of like free association and puns and all that stuff. And the conversation can go any way. And also he does that thing that a thing that I do that he does very well is bracket his thoughts and be able to come back to where he wanted to go. Mm-hmm. And I like that he can do that too, because sometimes I can take that off. Like when he's on the show, I don't have to worry. I'm like, he'll get back to that point, as opposed to me being like, let me remember for this person, they were trying to make a different point, but they went on a jag. And then now almost everybody goes, when they do that, they come back and be like, now what was I saying? I have to be like, remember when you said this? So it's cool when he's on like that. And I'm just a big fan of Mike. Mm-hmm. Very funny dude too. And his album's out, Reenie, his stand-up special's out on YouTube. And he said, if we can, hit the hype button on the special. Like he said, the YouTube's doing like a new thing. And apparently like the hype button helps out. You can hit it up to 3 times a week. And so make sure you hit the hype button to like, I guess, share the thing. Where the hype button is on my browser, I think you can only do it on mobile.
Oh,
so he told me you got to do it on your phone.
Okay,
but you hit the hype button.
It ain't on the page.
Yeah. So All right, the poll was, because there's no comments on Spotify for this one. The poll was, do you like art that requires repeated viewing, listening to understand? Hopefully people understand what I'm trying to say with that. But the results, I was surprised by the results, honestly. 93% of y'all said yes. I find that to be a very high number.
Yeah, because not trying to be funny, the average, most people I talk to, they don't really care. Not trying to be funny. They listen to that shit one time. It's either banging or not. For some people, they listen to a beat, and if the beat don't hit, it's like immediately draw them in, regardless of what the fuck they talking about. It's a skip.
Yeah.
Like for a lot of people that I've kind of talked with, and they'll tell you the shit that I think is banging. They'll be like, I ain't talking about nothing. I was like, did you even listen to the album?
Right. So yeah, that was very surprising results. Meaning 7% of y'all said y'all prefer staying straight up and you want to understand it immediately, which I get. Sometimes people don't want all that thinking with their art. You know, yeah. Bomani's like that. Bomani, like, as smart as Bomani is and all that stuff, he like shit, he just gets it right away. And if it take too much, all that whatever puzzle putting together, he's like, I actually don't like this anymore. I didn't come here for this. So
right, because for some people, music is their escapism. Like I play video games for escapism. They go, I didn't come here to think. I didn't come here to do no hard shit. Like if you make it hard, I'm tapping out.
All right, let's do voicemails. We got a lot of them this week.
Psycho
music.
All right, let's get started, man. We'll see. I think Blue Wave Rider sends the first couple. Here we go.
They can't hear.
Shit, I forgot. I'm on a different browser. 1 second, guys. Let's just awkwardly start this all over. Oh, we love what we do.
I
forgot I was in the wrong browser.
Professionals.
Yeah. You guys just staring, looking at my face like wondering what they're talking about.
Why is he quiet?
Yeah, it's a short voicemail in the first place, so it shouldn't be, hopefully too big of a lift. Even though my there, okay, for some reason it wasn't wanting to load. Okay, there we go. Here we go.
Hey, Rod, you know who this is. I got a question for you, man. I know you one of them brothers that be cooking and stuff. I have heard that you're not supposed to reheat fried rice. A lot of times I order from a Chinese restaurant and I got food left. True or false? Can you reheat fried rice or steamed rice? Interested to hear what you got to say. Also, I'm going to leave 2 other comments because I want to make sure I get answers to all my questions. Be cool. Out.
Okay. Can you reheat? So, I mean, I have my whole life. I've never gotten sick from it. I'm not sure what I'm sure Sean's going to write in with exactly what causes people to get sick from it, because I have read those horror stories of like somebody left rice out on the counter and then they ate it and they died or they got really sick.
I put mine in the refrigerator.
I normally put it in the refrigerator, and then I always microwave it back to hot. So I don't know if that changes or kills anything, or if I've just been extremely lucky and I've been living reckless my whole life.
Right.
But yeah, but once again, I'm not a chef. I don't know the right answers. And also when I make rice at home, I constantly put it in the fridge and reheat it later. I've never gotten sick from it, but yeah, so I wish I had a more scientific answer, but we're gonna wait on Sean to report in and we'll get back to this Saturday.
Let us know.
You already know he's gonna do it. Let's just be honest.
They'll let us know what kind of pot to cook it in.
It would be funny if now is the time he try to act like he too good to fucking send the goddamn the knowledge, like he not been living his whole life waiting on this moment.
I know what kind of skillet to get and
Right.
Amazon links in it and shit.
Like he not like, well, not the skillet. I'm talking about the scientific reason why you can or can't reheat rice sometimes. Because I've read those articles. I don't know if you ever read an article about somebody that died from, like, they ate rice from a Chinese restaurant and they died the next day. And it's like, it wasn't stored properly or something. And I'm like, I don't know what it is and I've never dealt with that, but I'm sure there's a scientific reason for why. All right, let's go to the second one he sent.
Okay, message number 2. I was listening to the feedback show and someone wrote in about a software you could use to strip audio from video. I think I got that right.
Mm-hmm.
She referred to it as Audible. I think the program she was looking for was Audacity.
Yep.
Audacity. It was a program that I had on my computer at one point, and I think that's what she meant. Audacity instead of Audible. So that was message number 2. Out.
All right. And for the record, it was a he. It was Zoe. And he wrote in again because he just misunderstood my what I needed. I use Audacity to record this podcast every day. You guys get that from Audacity. I'm not an Audacity master, but I mean, a few thousand episodes, I know what I need to be able to do in it. But yeah, my problem was not. Anyway, let's not get technical. Everything's fine. Next voicemail.
Okay, last message. I think I saved the best for last.
Okay.
You was talking about McDonald's McRibs.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you. That's a trash ass sandwich. I think what they did is took some mystery meat, put it in the shape of ribs, and just bathed it in barbecue sauce because it got no taste to it. McDonald's used to have a chopped beefsteak sandwich, but they didn't sell it everywhere. So when I was in the Columbus, Ohio region, I would always stop and get one. I really like that sandwich. Last but not least, I think Taco Bell pizzas are trash. And since you're going to fight a nigga, I'll see you in Temecula.
All right.
Have a good one.
See, I stand on that.
So you're going to see Roger get Temecula because he love them things.
I stand on that. Hate to have to put the hands on you, Blue Wave Rider, but at this point, I have no choice. I have to fight for the honor of the Taco Bell pizza. I get it. Kyra.
Hey, Rod and Karen. It's your cousin Kyra from Boston. So I'm a little bit behind in my listening. Right now I'm listening to Too Many Jamie Presley's the episode, and I think my commentary is kind of all over the place, and I don't know what it is about this particular episode that kind of brought up this commentary, but just stick with me. The first thing is in regards to the group chat, the Young Republicans group chat. Again, y'all, cousins that's listening, I know I'm like way behind, but it's so interesting to me as someone who's 32, been black my whole life, all of these 32 years. It's interesting that no one will look at me and say, "Oh, she's just a kid." Kids will be kids. It's so interesting that white people can be children up into their fucking 50s, yet black kids can't even be children. I know y'all heard the story. I think you maybe have even covered it about that little black child that was climbing a tree, and the white woman in his neighborhood, the HOA president or whomever, you know, put a fine on his mom for climbing a tree. It's fucking crazy. I think I'm getting low on time, so like I've just really been thinking about that. How are white people able to be children up until they're fucking elders? The second thing is in regards to the ICE people, the Gestapos, however you say it. You know, we're not too far from COVID, right? And to that good sis who wants to make the podcast about how quickly we forget or something like that, yes, this is a good time. Because all y'all motherfuckers was saying you couldn't breathe. It was an infringement upon your right to have on a mask. No one's gonna tell me what to do. Now all of a sudden, did y'all put some like extra gills during COVID that we didn't know about? Because I'm just trying to understand how just 5 short years ago. And I'm pretty sure the same white man that was protesting about wanting a haircut and shit are the same motherfuckers who signed up to harass black and brown people. But I want to know. I mean, we know what the fuck it is, but I want to know still, how were you so against wearing a mask just 5 short years ago, even if you didn't care about your neighbor and care about saving some fucking body? You were just so against it because it's your right. But now, all right, y'all be great.
Everything you said, put on a t-shirt. You spitting 100%.
Points were made.
Tamir Rice was an adult. I remember when they called that girl, that they called the police on that girl who was selling, a Karen called the police on that girl who was selling like lemonade or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, our kids don't get to be kids. They got to be adults. You know what I mean? We're not even going to talk about the sexualization of young black girls. Like, it's just fucking, it's uncanny that a white person can be 50 saying racist stuff in positions of power and somebody will tell me they just a kid. You know, Ryan Lochte goes and lies in another country, lies on that country and the people there, and people go, well, he's just a kid. It's like, he's a grown-ass man, you know? I feel like at times like this, black people were all Al Roker with that straw, you know? She left another voicemail after that.
Hey, Rod and Karen, it's your cousin Kyra from Boston. Again, I got a lot to say today. And I think I really figured out what I wanted to say in, specific commentary to this episode, Too Many Press Please. You said that, someone suggested that you run for office. I think you said when you were on the Karen Hunter show, suggested that you run for office. And you was like, hell no, couldn't be me. Completely agree with that. I work in a predominantly white office, literally on the side of maybe about 50 people. I'm the only black woman on my side, and I'm black as fuck every day. I don't care how they view me. I do a little code switching in meetings, a little bit, but at the end of the day, they know I'm black, and all of that, So it has been suggested to me, oh, you should run for office. No, because I'm too black and I have too much to fucking say. And Rod, to your point, I'm not going to bend because some white people's feelings are hurt. Black people been getting fucked up for centuries. I care about that. I care about brown people. I care about black people. I don't give a fuck about how they feel. If I'm running for any type of seat, I'm going to be representing more than just black people. So I completely understand that. I don't know if I don't feel too radical, but for this day and age, for these white people, yeah, because I don't give a fuck about y'all feelings. I think I'm running low on time, so I'll end with this. I have a segment I share with my close friends and family called White People in the Workplace. And I might start emailing y'all some of this stuff because you would be like, what? But yeah, no, white people in the workplace, for me, is where I tell my friends, again, and close family, some of the ridiculous conversations that I either overhear or have to have with my white coworkers. But anyway, I love the show. 5 stars. Cousins, yeah, I'm going to need y'all to go ahead and submit some 5-star reviews because these Spotify commercials are getting out of hand. Okay, Rod? Okay, Karen? I gave my review 10 stars. Can I not have to skip 15 times in between commercials on Spotify? I don't know how it works in between the different listening platforms.
Right.
But hey, it's getting out of hand here. Cousins, submit y'all 5-star reviews. Y'all be great.
Yeah, it's weird because like I said, I don't control the ads stuff. I just tell them where to put the breaks in. But it's so weird. I don't control the ad content. And then someone emailed me this week to say they're in another country and they listen on Apple and they don't get any ads. Once again, I don't work for the
so the other countries like we are not approving any of these.
Yeah, and when it was under my control, I could do a little bit more. Like when we worked with Spotify, and then when we were hosted on Spotify, it really gave me a lot of options for my ads to be like, this, and this or whatever, how many go in each break. But yeah, I have to look into that. I don't, I don't know what I can change on my side, but I'll definitely email them about some of it. And everything you said before, yeah, I don't miss working in the workplace in person, because those conversations with white folks can stress you out, and this in a place you can't react to it. And definitely, I just can't ever see me running for office, mostly because I don't want to waste everybody's time and money, because I won't win, because I've decided for the rest of my life, I'm just not mincing words about certain things. And the things I've already said are too much. They're too much. Like people will be trying to get me with gotcha shit, and I'll be like, yeah, I did say that. That's not a gotcha. I believe that. You know what I mean? And then you got a bunch of other stuff that I just don't think works in politics, which is, even as a comedic podcaster, I'm 100% sure they would take like stuff like guess the race out of context or whatever, and be like, oh, what about this? What about this tweet? And I'm like, this is what's wrong with our fucking politics. People are fucking defending stupid shit, inane shit that doesn't have anything to do with governing, because there's a bunch of fucking idiots online. They want to not like people more than they want to have progress in America. And that's what ends up with people, letting their ego push them over to the right and shit, because they're like, well, they made my feelings hurt because they didn't like my tweets, and I don't want to apologize, so that's why I'm voting for Trump or whatever. And it's just all fucking stupid. So there are people who are more serious minded and better at formatted and fitted to be supported as politicians, whether in my local area or nationally. I'd rather support them than put my hat in the ring. I don't have that kind of ego about it to think it needs to be me in the first place. But also, I don't want to do what it requires to clean up, quote unquote, my act to be a viable candidate. Fuck that. Meanwhile, though, JL Covan is running for unrelated. JL Covan is taking this on, and I'm not joking. In New Jersey, JL just announced that he's running for Congress. I'm not joking.
Congratulations to him.
Yeah.
I can't vote for you, but I throw some money in the pot.
Yeah. He's gonna be fundraising all this stuff. He's got his website that he is up already. Let me make sure I get it right. He just sent me a text about this yesterday. Covan for Congress, JL for NJ.com. Okay, JL for NJ.com is the website. And yeah, man, very proud of him. I hope he wins. We'll be definitely pushing and supporting him. Hopefully give him a platform to promote stuff. I don't know what the rules are. I think since we not in New Jersey, he should be able to come on podcast and do whatever without his opponent needing to come on. But whatever, I don't know the rules. But let's just break the rules and see what happens. Anyway, but yeah, it takes a certain type of person, and he on his podcast, which I'm a premium subscriber of on Patreon, he had an episode where he talked about all the considerations. It's not small. It's advice like get rid of all your tweets. And you would think, it's from serious minded political people that want to help you. These are not like ops. And you got to think do I want to delete all my tweets? Do I want to?
Because they trying to nip everything in the bud.
Do I want to get rid of every podcast or some shit? Just whatever it is. And if I don't, do I want to deal with someone pulling it up like it's some type of gotcha? Oh, well, in 2014, you made a joke about Caitlyn Jenner, but now you say you are for trans people. That's what our politics is sometimes, and it just sucks. So yeah, I wouldn't want to do it, but respect to those who can and will do it.
Yeah, you have to have a certain type of personality. You have to be able to speak a certain type of language. You you have to be able to cater to people. You have to be able to stand there and say one thing, and then once you get elected, do sometimes the complete opposite of what you said. And that's part of the gig. You have to be able to say things people don't like because they so short-minded and short-sighted that they don't see strategy. They just see you just saying shit. They don't understand, why would you go to a diplomatic funeral? Because that's a required, it's part of my job. I can't not show up to work, type of thing. That's the shit.
So that's the thing, though. You're saying that, and I'm saying kind of the opposite of that, which is I would be the person that goes, I'm not going to George Bush's funeral. And that's a whole different problem.
Yeah, it is.
Honestly, I shouldn't have the job if I'm the kind of person that will put myself above that. That's ego to some extent.
I agree.
Yes, I'm making a statement, but also that's my ego and my own shit. I shouldn't be in charge, because there's a bunch of shit I do in my personal life where I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that. And I know that that's what everyone wants to do. And I'm okay living like that. But I also don't have anyone attached to me. Nobody's well-being is attached to whether or not I kiss Trump's ass.
Right.
But if it was,
and nobody voted to put me in a position of power. And so, like I said, it's completely different. Yeah, I know me and my personality and how I tick. I definitely couldn't do the job.
Yeah, and this last voicemail is from not real. It's just so AI is getting crazy. We get two types of AI things. One, this is definitely AI voicemail. This is from James from the delivery department. The number is B1705. It means nothing. Like, that's not even how deliveries would go. But also, we get AI emails sometimes that are clearly someone had AI scam our last episode, scan it, and then write an email on behalf of that person. And I put them in the idiots folder, but it's so fucking fake. I hate that shit. What are you doing? Like, why do you even want to be on our show? You're clearly not listening. You don't give a fuck. It just reads our description, and then you must make it listen to the episode. So it's like, Rod and Karen, I love your podcast, especially when you talk about dad jokes in the kitchen. It's like, clearly insert thing here. I would be a great guest on your show. I have written several blogs for blogspot.com.
Put it like this. At least with the pigeons, we know they listen to the episode, like really listen.
Yeah.
This, you didn't even take the time to listen.
All right, last commercial. Sorry, everybody. We got to get money. All right. Well, actually, I'm gonna put this first email in the broke pile. This person sent a link to something, so I'll just delete this one and go to the next one. But thank you, Jerome, for sending that in. And then Mike Kaplan just wrote us a nice email thanking us for having him on the show. But he also wrote us a song. And I just realized y'all won't be able to hear it if I play it in this browser, so I need to go to another browser, pull that up, and then you guys can hear it from there. But he wrote us a nice song for having him on the show. Where does he find the time? I thought he was hopping off because
Didn't
he
write
had
one of our jingles.
Rod was right. Yeah, I thought he was hopping off because he had things to do, but he still found time to do this.
Thank you for having me. You are cool and I appreciate you for having me. It was heavenly. Thank you.
Oh, that's
He's such a. How can you not like Mike? How can you not like Mike, man? Oh God, he's the best. David says 3188. We need to talk comments. Rod and Karen should just go ahead and let Kaplan be part of the family. I don't care if it's Money Mike or Monster Mike. The back and forth between the three of y'all is stellar. In closing, towards the end of the episode, Rod said, whichever one you feed is going to get stronger, guys, the money or the monster. How is that not the name of the episode? I guess, like with Mike, you had to have alternate titles in case something went wrong. Great show. And tell Mike that I'll see him at the cookout. I love that, man. And yeah, I did. We had lots of ideas for titles of the episodes, and I think we just went with "We Need to Talk" because honestly, I felt like that kind of encapsulated the whole vibe of the whole episode. But yeah, Money Mike, Monster Mike. I mean, there's so many concepts that came up during that episode. Emil says, I've been a faithful listener to the Blackout Tip shows for more than a decade and a premium subscriber as well. I pretty much agree with the positions on the show. Then Rod said something that changed everything. He said the Blackout Tips premium was going to Patreon. And I said to myself, this cannot stand. So I promptly canceled my Blackout Tips premium renewal with PayPal. Then I turned around and signed up for the premium on Patreon. In retrospect, adding the Patreon option hasn't really changed everything, but I wanted to write in to celebrate another year taking advantage of the African American Friday sale. $100 for a year premium a week before African American Friday. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Glad you signed up. Glad you enjoyed it.
Glad you did too. We appreciate people that's been making that transition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we get new people signing up every day on there. We will be putting an episode in the feed just to promote the Black Friday sale. Should have been did that a couple days ago, but we'll do one of those short, like, hey, don't forget you can sign up, because I know sometimes people get confused and they don't know what they can do and wouldn't do it.
Right.
So I'll give you all that information in a separate episode on its own.
Mm-hmm.
And lastly, Stephanie says, hey y'all, Pharrell, not surprised by the Pharrell story. He is the guy who sat in front of Oprah and was like, we're the new blacks. Laughed my ass off. That was wild. I forgot about the new blacks thing, man. And that's what's so messed up about this whole thing. I have forgot about the new blacks. So like, he was good money in my book. 2014 was when that happened. He been doing good since 2014 enough for me to be like, I don't even remember when people was mad about that.
I wouldn't have remembered.
I don't even remember being mad about it. I'm sure I should have been mad about it or something. That was Twitter peak, like, get mad about shit times.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, a lot of times, I don't really be mad. I just be laughing about stuff. But yeah, I don't remember the new black thing. What was so upsetting about it? Let's see. I'm looking it up now on Google. Let's see. He defined himself as the new black. The new black doesn't blame other races for our issues, Pharrell said. One of the world's most successful musicians to Oprah, billionaire queen of the world. The new black dreams and realizes that it is not pigmentation. It's a mentality. It's either going to work for you or it's going to work against you. And you got to pick the side you're going to be on. It's a comment that not only suggests he's a library full of Deepak Chopra books. Okay, so this guy a little sassy in the...
And not a sassy.
Yeah, dog. I don't remember this, but that also is a horrible sounding quote. So,
yeah, sometimes just best to clean up, but don't say nothing at all.
Yeah, maybe he just on that shit, and I just never really knew. All right, y'all. That's it for this episode. Obviously, next week is Thanksgiving. We'll see if and when we do episodes next week. But there's always plenty of podcasts behind the paywall. Okay, so even when we take the regular show off, hop behind the paywall, listen to something there, enjoy Balls D Sports, pregame, nerd off, spoiled movie reviews, lip smacking good, all of that stuff back there.
Yeah, and regardless of what level you on, you're gonna get something.
Yeah, we just did a nerd off, we just did Balls Deep and pregame, we just did a movie review. That was just this week. Mm-hmm. So that's 4 or 5 new things back there already for y'all. So please go enjoy those things and go Hornets. Happy birthday, Brandon Miller, who's back playing today.
Yay, let's go.
Let's have a B-Day party against the Clippers. The Clippers have lost a lot of games. Please, for the love of God, don't let them do what the Pacers did, where they had only won 1 game and then they played us and now they won 2. Let's not have that. Let's beat the Clippers. Mm-hmm. Let's turn this thing around.
Let's beat the Clippers, y'all.
Okay, LaMelo Ball for life. He's not going nowhere. Stop making up rumors and lies about him.
Stop lying, bro.
Stop telling lies, bro.
Yeah, stop telling lies, bro.
Telling lies. The lies.
That's how I feel.
Stop telling lies, bro. Stop telling lies, bro. You heard what I just told you, right?
Mm-hmm. All right, y'all. We'll be back. Until next time. I love you.
I love you too.
Mwah. Bye, everybody. Have a good rest of your evening. Peace.